Namaste. Good morning. This day is Earth Day. So as we approach our practice today, we're going to think about the gift of Mother Earth and all that we have around us, and use this day as a day to practice stability, the things of Earth, the qualities of Earth, being stable, a building block, something we can count on, that's always there for us, right? As long as we take care of it. So the earth inside of our body, the earth element, which shows up in bones and teeth and cartilage and muscle and organs and all the solid structures. And the outside of us, the earth, of course, Mother Earth, but the earth element that creates the structure of the trees and then the rocks and the buildings that come out of metals and steels. So just thinking for a moment about earth element, Prithvi, Hooven. Find a nice tall spine. And then for just a few moments, let your body sink into Mother Earth. Feet, legs, bottom, surrendering to the earth. And then use the breath from your belly, lifting up a little bit as you inhale, and as you exhale, draw the belly in toward the spine. Just rising and beginning to occupy a little bit of space above your head as you root down, ground down, rooting to rise. And then bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past and present. A special prayer of thanksgiving for Baba Hari Das. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, Ayurveda. And with joy, with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. Find an intention for today's practice. Let it be something that is rooted somehow to earth element, to solidity, to stability, to rooting down. Find an intention that links into the earth element. And then thinking of someone or something, maybe Mother Earth herself, that needs this effort today. Someone to which to offer your practice. And then I'll chant one Om, representing the beginning, the end, and everything in between. Join with me if you can, exhaling the breath all the way out. A nice big inhale to chant. Letting your eyes flutter open on an inhale. And then letting your hands just reach down and touch the earth for a moment. Just touching the earth. Realizing where we are. Fingers are cupped, pressing into the pads of the fingers. Bottom is maybe coming off the floor a little bit if you're leaning forward, otherwise you're hunching over. So just getting long in the spine, touching Mother Earth. Good. And then go ahead and plant the left hand down, and the right arm, let's open out toward the right. And then come back and release that arm. And then putting the right hand down on the floor. Let's sweep open and out to the left. And coming back. Good. And then taking the hands back behind you, just leaning back there for a moment. Good, just being very aware of the body. And then begin to reach over to the left side, just arching, arching, letting the whole right side arch open and the left side is compressed. Good, press up. And then going to the other side, arching over to the right, the whole left side opens, right side is compressed. Push up. Good. And then let's take the legs just out to the side for a moment, just placing the legs fully along the earth. Good. Just sitting up for a moment, noticing the legs. Toes are facing you, toes are up and facing you. Heels are definitely on the floor, don't let your heels rise up. Good, Upavista Konasana, wide-legged angle pose. Take the arms up overhead for a moment. And then bring the arms in front. Open the arms wide, wider than your legs, shoulder height. Take the palms down, and then let the arms come down to the earth. Just arms to the earth, shoulders are relaxed, but shoulder blades are reaching down and your neck is reaching up. Good. And then bend the knees. Let's bring the legs back in front. And we're going to go into a squat. Okay? Good. So this squatting is an excellent thing for bringing in the earth element. Always a squat will help you bring in the earth element. Good, so just finding your squat. From here, we're gonna put our hands to the floor and raise up our bottom in a moment. So I just want those of you who do not invert, so women on the first 3 days of their menstrual cycle, someone with glaucoma or eye pressure, you're not inverting, you would just look forward, okay? Just looking forward with your spine long, never dropping your head down below your pelvic basket, okay? But for the rest of us, we are gonna do that. We're gonna put our hands down on Mother Earth, and our knees can stay bent, and now knees and feet are to the side. So let's take our hands on the inside of our knees. Begin to lift your bottom, and then release your head down. Just let your arms hang. And then begin to look forward just a little bit. And those of you who are already looking forward, good, just looking forward. Bring the hands to above the knees. Draw your feet back together a little, just a little bit. Good. Lift the toes, root down through the ball of the foot and the heel. Then drape the toes down. Begin to straighten your legs. Just notice what happens with the spine. You're in a right angle, legs are straight, spine is reaching forward. You may be up a little bit to keep that angle without your spine curling yet. And then we're going to let it curl over one more time. You can walk your hands down your legs as far as they go. Relaxing into Hasta Padasana, hand to foot. Those of you who are not inverting, don't come down, look forward. Good. And then begin to gaze forward, reach your arms out, and we're going to come down in a squat again. Now this time our legs may be a little more centered than the first time when we took a nice broad squat. Just see how you are. And now we're going to come to our knees. So slowly getting a place to come down to your knees. Come up and a little thoracic back bend. Not thrusting your hips forward, just drawing your spine from the chest up toward the ceiling. Good. And then exhale, have a seat. We're going to do that 3 more times. Okay. We're going to inhale, come up, thoracic back bend only, nothing thrusting forward in the pelvis, and have a seat. Good. Again. Have a seat. One more time. And have a seat. Good. So I'm sitting on the tops of my feet. My heels are off the floor. I'm sitting up on the tops of my feet. Good. And then we're going to reach out with our feet. So hands are nice and firm. Put the hands down on the floor, nice and firm underneath your shoulders, wrist underneath the shoulders. And then come up, off, and walk your feet back. Come into plank. Just very briefly into plank. Drop to the knees, look forward. Good, just looking forward, drop to the knees. So we have a way of getting to the floor here. And I'm going to move this because I think you can see better. I don't have that. We have a way of getting to the floor. Ashtanga pranam, which is where we keep our bottom up in the air and we touch down. We have Asht is 8, so 8 parts. Our 2 feet, our 2 knees, our hands, that's 6 parts. And then our chest and our chin or forehead, okay? We're gonna touch. We can also do Shashtang, which means the chin and the forehead float, okay? And they don't touch. Because once we go down, we're gonna stay for a few breaths, but eventually we're gonna come back up and go back down, and we're gonna be in Cobra pose in a moment. So just think about that, you will, okay? For those of us who know we collapse in our shoulders, we're gonna go down, forearm, forearm, and come up into Sphinx pose. We are not gonna press the envelope today so far out that it bursts, okay? So if your elbows go back, not out to the side, if you're strong in your rhomboids between your shoulder blades, then you are apt for Ashtanga pranam or Shashtanga pranam. So let's try. I'll do one first, and I'll do it from the side so you can see the way that it happens, okay? So first I'll do Ashtanga, 8 parts. So my feet, my knees, my hands, and I'm going to put chest and chin on the floor. My bottom is still up in the air, and then I'm going to come through, okay? I can also lay my bottom out in the other direction. I can do and lay my bottom down. So either of those directions, but we're coming to the earth, okay? The other way, hovering, and then coming through. So whichever way you decide to go, and remember, if you're going to collapse in your shoulders, just don't do it. Do instead coming down onto the forearms, and then you'll come up into Sphinx. The rest of us will come up into Cobra, okay? So hands are well placed, legs are well placed, knees are underneath your hips. Good. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to journey to the floor. Pause. Inhale. Find your Cobra. And it can be a little baby Cobra this first time. Good. Put the hands underneath the heart and press back to child. Extend the arms out. Gaze forward, come back up. Reach back into plank. Feel the plank. Press through the heels. Pull up the belly. Drop to your knees. And then again, 6 or 8 parts bowing or coming down onto your forearms. You decide. And looking for a Cobra. Bhujangasana. Bhu meaning earth. Slithering along the earth. Bhujangasana. Good. And again, press into the hands or pressing back to child's pose. Good. Remember, any eye issues, looking forward, not taking your head all the way to the floor. Good. Begin to look forward. Coming back into plank. One last time. Back into plank. Press through the heels a lot. Good. Drop to the knees. Take a nice inhale. Let's hold the breath in. Lower. Release the breath. And then inhale, cobra. Lay out the tops of the feet. Toes are pointed, heels are toward the ceiling, not toward each other nor to the side. Keeping your heels up toward the ceiling. Good. And then gazing over your right shoulder. Coming back, see if you can see your heel, curious cobra. Gazing. Coming back. Good. Press a little bit more into the hands. Come up a tiny bit. Keep your belly below your belly button on the mat. Shoulders are not up, they're down. And release. Forehead or chin to touch. We're going to come up into cobra 3 more times. Prepare yourself, forehead or chin touching the floor. Legs are engaged, tops of the feet and thighs, so much so that your knees will lift. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, begin to gaze forward, peeling off chin and chest. Press a little into the floor, but keep from your belly button down, connected to the floor and lower. Coming right up. Inhale up and exhale lower. Don't go too far. Inhale up and exhale lower. Good. One more. Inhale up. Stay for a breath. And on your next exhale, lower. Good. Take both hands back beside you, both arms, and relax on one cheek. Let your heels rock out to either side, giving yourself up to the earth, Advasan. Good. And then bring your chin or forehead to touch. Begin to peel off forehead or chin and chest. Arms are heavy. Hands are heavy. Exhale, release. Inhale, peeling up, chin and chest, just the front part of the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, peeling up, and exhale. Inhale, peeling up, hold for a breath. And on your next exhale, release. Turn your head to the other side. Relax, surrender. Let the floor support you. Good, and then bringing back forehead or chin. This time just with the legs. As you inhale, lift the legs back, not up, and release. Just a little. Inhale up, just a little. Exhale, release. Inhale up, just a tiny bit. Reach back, not up, and release. And inhale upward, hold for a breath. And on your next exhale, release. Good. And this time, we're going to take both ends of the body. So Makarasana, full alligator, Purna Makarasana. As you inhale, come up shoulders and legs a little. Your arms and hands are on the floor. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, come up, stay up. On your next exhale, release. Good. Chin or forehead to touch. And then reach back and see if you can hold on to your right foot for a moment, just the right foot. And then let it go. And then see if you can hold on to the left foot. Just giving the hamstrings a little break. Let it go. Good. And then begin to peel off the chin and the chest. Take the arms out to the side like an airplane. And lift your legs. So this time legs, everything is lifted. Good. Exhale, release. Arms by your side, head to one side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Head to the other side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Head to the first side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. One more set. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. Good. Bring forehead or chin to touch. Hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press up. Press all the way back into your hips. Make contact with your heels. Keeping your hands on the floor in front. Just gazing forward. Like a little frog. Just gazing forward. Tops of the feet, the shins, totally on the floor. So your feet are not curled under, laying out. Good, press into the hands. Good, and then come up gently back to your knees. Great. We're gonna transition for a moment with our legs out in front into Dandasana. But go ahead and put your hands on the floor. In the back of you, cross your legs. So cross your ankles and then sit back and pull your legs through. Good. So wherever you got to in Dandasana, staff pose. Legs are active, big toe knuckles are touching, heels are not touching. Knees are up toward the ceiling. Good. Thinking about the earth beneath us, all the way underneath our body. Feel where the knees have lifted, maybe a little space under the ankles. It just depends on your foot shape. Good. Sit bones making contact. Reach into Mother Earth with your hands and press up and then set yourself back down on your sit bones, right on top of your sit bones. Good. And then go ahead and bend up your left leg. Just bend it for a moment. Reach your left arm back until you're leaning back a little. Left arm back. And we're gonna inhale and open to the left and exhale, come back. So we're really gonna open the whole left shoulder and the left elbow will bend behind us to facilitate that, okay? Extend out through the right foot, don't let it get lazy. All right, ready? Exhale, root down through the sit bones. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, come back, front and center. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, back, front and center. Inhale, twist to the left. Don't let your left knee travel. Back to the center. And last time, twist to the left. Let's hold it for a breath. And on your next exhale, come back to the center. Come on to the top of the sit bones. Good. And then release the left leg. Take the right leg up. Come up onto your sit bones. Good. And then the right arm back behind you, so you're leaning back a little bit. That helps us keep all of our spinal curves. Take your head needs to go back a little bit too. Don't keep your head forward. Everything following the spine. Good. Active left leg. Great. Facing me. Take a nice inhale. Go. Exhale. Back. Inhale. Let the breath move you. Exhale. Release. Inhale. Twist. Exhale. Release. Inhale. Twist. Let's hold. And on your next exhale, release. Good. And then extend that leg out. Okay? So Paschimottanasana, westward stretch. I'm going to take my hamstrings completely out of the equation. There's always a war going on for my pelvic basket between my quadratus lumborum, the muscles that connect my low ribs to my pelvic basket, and my hamstrings that connect my legs to the pelvic basket, okay? So I want to work more on my back today. So I'm going to take my hamstrings initially out of the equation by bending my knees greatly. I'm going to lift up and sit myself right down on my sit bones. Good. Spine is erect. And then arms are going to come overhead. And as we exhale, we're just going to undulate forward a little bit and inhale back. Exhale, undulate forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Let's take it a different way for a second. Come up, reach up, exhale down through your sit bones, inhale up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, really take your belly to the spine, come forward. Inhale, arms just overhead. Exhale, take it forward. And coming back. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, belly to spine, coming forward. This time, just stay. So wherever you are is perfect. Now, when we're here, we're going to slowly decide if we can let our heels crawl in a little bit more. So I happen to be off of the mat and on a rug, so it's a little easier for my heels to give a little, okay? My knees are still up, just looking forward. And then when you get to a point where you feel like this is it for right now, just tuck your chin into your chest and let your upper spine, which is your neck, round. So our westward stretch is through the whole thoracic spine, stretching into the QL, that muscle that holds your pelvic basket to your hips. All along the intercostal muscles between the ribs. And then begin to gaze forward a little bit, just looking forward, and check in and see if your heels can go a micromillimeter further, just a little bit further. Just check. Surrender one last time to Mother Earth. And then super slowly begin to peel the chin off the chest, looking forward. Bringing your hands back close to your bottom and using the straightening of your arms instead of your low back muscles to come up. Good. Place the hands back beside you, back behind you. Bend the knees. Keep the feet forward because when we come up into this reverse table, we want our knees to stack over the ankles, but we're going to take the knees up pretty far. So get yourself aligned and exhale up. Knees over ankle. Wrist underneath the shoulders. Looking at your belly button. And then on your next exhale, set your bottom down. Good. Cross your legs for just a moment into easy pose. And then take your arms and hands again out in front. And just see if this place that we started at the beginning feels any easier to you, any more comfortable to you right now. Checking in. Good. And then sitting back up tall. So we're going to do our inversion today is going to be very low to the ground, Shashangasana. And it's rabbit pose. You won't invert. You remember all the reasons not to invert. So if you're inverting, you're going to do rabbit. If you're not inverting, because rabbit we're going to do very gingerly, very gently, okay? So we're gonna do rabbit in a little different way. Come into table. Everybody's in table pose. Good. You can face me with your head toward me best. Okay. Because I'm having to crane my neck to look at you, but I want you to see the side view. Okay. I would ideally be looking forward. Okay. So you're ready now. And you're going to come down onto your forearms, down onto your forearms. Good. Place the palms of the hands on the floor. And then you're going to inhale into the back body. Exhale, draw the belly to the spine. Inhale, look forward. So doing a cat from forearms. Exhale, get round. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, get round, round, round. Inhale, looking forward. Bringing the hands together for a moment, just interlacing the fingers, move your little finger out of the way, and just placing your hands firmly on the floor. Thumbs are reaching up. So this time, all we're going to do is touch the crown of the head into that space. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, curl the chin into the chest, touch the crown of the head into the space. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull the belly up to the spine. Inhale, look forward. And this last time we're going to stay for a couple of breaths. Little bit of pressure at the crown of the head. Don't let go. Pressing into the sides of the arms. The pressure is in your arms. Just a little touch onto the crown of the head. Good. And then gazing forward. Great. Placing our hands where our elbows were. And then press the floor away, coming back up into your table. So let's take a little more of cat now up. Arching and arching. Finding maximum flexion and maximum extension on both sides. Spine is being moved between the hammock you've created between your hips and your shoulders. Shoulders stay stable. Hands are pressing into the floor, never collapsing into shoulder blades. Good. And then coming back into neutral. And from here, we're going to go back to our squat. Good. And your squat can be anywhere you want. Nice squat. You can put a block underneath your bottom if you'd like. Just gazing down at the floor, envisioning Mother Earth. Good, and then put your hands down on the earth. Lift your bottom just a little, about halfway. And then bring your toes a little closer and go back down. Just see if you can rearrange, knees and toes are in the same spot. Good. Hold on to your elbows. Curl your chin into your chest and really surrender to the earth. Begin to peel the chin off the chest, gaze forward. Good. Bring the hands back behind you. Support yourself. Come down onto the sit bones. Good. And then I want you to lie back in Shavasana. I want to do a quick earth scan of the body. So finding your Shavasana. Don't be trapped by your mat. Keep yourself broader. Think about being a starfish. Just keeping your hands below your heart. And then ever so gently, imagine your body as if it were a sack of sand. The whole body, just a big sack of sand. And the feet are heavy, the legs are heavy, the trunk of the body, the hips of the body, the arms, forearms, hands, back up through the arms, shoulders, neck, jaw, head. Everything is heavy, just melting a little bit closer to the earth than you could possibly be. In your imagination, you are surrendering completely to Mother Earth. Bringing your attention to the elements of the body, the same elements we find outside of us. Space, air, fire, water, earth. Envisioning us being a microcosm of the macrocosm. Everything that's in the universe is inside of us. Letting go. Sending positive energy and love to any place in your body that hasn't yet surrendered to the earth. Slowly and gently bringing your awareness into the breath, finding it in the body, the belly or the chest. Letting your eyes begin to roll in the sockets in one direction and then the other. Letting the tongue begin to roam the mouth, the back of the teeth, the roof of the mouth, swishing it along the front of the teeth. Then opening the mouth wide as if you were yawning. Feel the snap, crackle, pop of the ears, wriggling your nose, beginning to swim the fingers and twinkle the toes. You might want to consider a nice big overhead stretch. And you might like to curl up, shrink in to embryo pose. Find your way over to one side, curled up, safe and secure in embryo pose. And then very gently, with your upper arm, begin to press away the floor, spiraling up. Bring your head as the last thing to come up. Last thing that comes up is the head. Balancing it gently on your spine. Good. So we're going to move into our pranayama practice. Excuse me. So we're going to start with our abdominal breath, just 3 or 4, okay? So exhaling the breath all the way out, belly to spine, relaxing the belly, breath comes in. Exhale, belly pushes in, breath moves out. Release the belly, breath comes in. 1 or 2 more. And this time holding the belly in, firmly, firmly, firmly. Inhale, chest, this part of your chest. Exhale. Keep the belly in. Inhale, chest. You can feel the ribs expand side to side. It's called bucket handle breathing. Inhale, chest expands. Belly stays stable. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then we're going to combine those 2 efforts together into our full yogic breath. Okay? So exhaling the breath all the way out. Pull the belly into the spine. Release the belly. Breath starts there. And then draw that same inhale up into the chest. You'll feel the belly recede all on its own as the breath moves into the chest. Pause at the top. Exhale slowly, gently, smoothly, even. Belly to spine. Pull it in at the bottom of the exhale. Release. Inhale, belly, chest. Pause. Exhale slowly, gently, smoothly. Bottom of the exhale, a little tug into the belly. Release the belly. Breath comes in. And pull that same inhale up into the chest. Watch the chest expand. Belly comes in all on its own. Pause at the top. Exhale, gently, slowly. The lungs recoil all on their own, moving that CO2 out into the universe. A little pull into the belly. Good. And then fall into your natural breathing pattern, wherever it is. Back of the hands on the legs, touching the index finger to the thumb. Gyan Mudra, the mudra of wisdom. Good, tall spine. And then we're going to start one more time with the yogic breath. Okay, we're going to do 5 or 6 rounds, as much as time will permit with the yogic breath. So exhaling the breath all the way out, belly to spine. Inhale, relax the belly. Pull that same inhale up into the chest. Let the chest rise out side to side, front to back. Pause at the top. Exhaling slowly, gently, smooth. 4 or 5 more on your own. Taking the time to complete the round that you're on. Take your time. Inhaling, fluttering the eyes open. And now bringing our right hand into Vishnu Mudra, tucking in the index finger and middle finger. We'll use our thumb for the right nostril, ring finger for the left nostril. So Nadi Shodhana, balancing, cleansing the nadis, the energetic channels of the body. What people work on with acupressure, acupuncture, working with Qi, Tai Chi, those energy channels of the body. We're going to balance the left side, which is Ida, the feminine, lunar, softer side, with Pingala, the forceful, solar, masculine side. This was Babaji's practice for 11 or 12 years, his only pranayama. And he did it hours daily. So this can bring balance into the whole of ourself, okay? We're going to use that full yogic breath. And Babaji would say you have to have a feather in front of your nose because the breath is so smooth and even that you would not be using. You would not see the feather move. So unlike Aloma Viloma, which can be a forceful alternate nasal breath, this one Babaji taught us very gently, very softly, okay? So hand is ready. Make sure your elbow and your shoulder are in a relaxed position. You can have your hand ready to place it. If your arm gets tired, you can put those 2 fingers right at your third eye and still manipulate your nostrils. So you deciding where it's easiest, where it's best. Exhaling the breath all the way out, getting ready. Close off the right, inhale left. Belly, chest. Top of the inhale, a slight pause as you switch fingers. Exhale, right. Bottom of the exhale, a slight pause to inhale, right. Top of the inhale, a slight pause, switch fingers, exhale, left. We always switch fingers at the top of the inhale. Exhaling left, pause at the bottom, inhaling left. Doing 2 or 3 or 4 rounds as time permits. Keep the breath soft and smooth. Keep it gentle. Full yogic breath. Make sure you let your belly release and then your chest fill up as the belly comes in. Then taking the time to complete the round with an exhale out the left nostril. Don't shortchange yourself, complete the round. And as you complete, just sitting for a few moments, feeling the effects of Nadi Shodhana. We're going to move into a 5-minute meditation, making any slight changes to your meditative seat. Finding the spine tall, bottom, legs, feet, making contact with Mother Earth. Feel yourself rooting down and surrendering the lower part of the body from the belly button down. And then feel from the belly button up, lifting and rising. We'll place our hands in the earth mudra, touching the tip of the thumb to the tip of the ring finger, and just resting the other fingers open on the back of your legs. Good. Just breathing. Your breath is soft and shallow, just enough to sustain. Letting your mind fill with a picture of Mother Earth, the globe, the disc that we see from NASA. Just bringing your mind into that globe, into that disc. Keeping the globe in the mind. As other thoughts come in, without judgment, let them go. Come back to the visual of Mother Earth. Coming back to the visual of Mother Earth. And then imagining zoning in carefully to your place on that earth. Notice the oceans and the rivers and the forest that you pass. Coming into your place on the earth. And thinking of the qualities of the earth, her warmth, her cold, her dampness, her dryness. The pairs of opposites that exist inside of us and outside of us. Imagine yourself lying back in a forest in soft moss and just letting yourself be in connection with Mother Earth. Keeping that vision in your mind, allowing yourself to come into Shavasana, but using it just like visualizing yourself lying back on a mossy bed directly onto Mother Earth, just letting go. The soft moss below you, imagining a blue sky above you, twinkling through the moving branches of the trees. Occasionally some sunlight, some wind, some shade, some heat, some cool breeze. All of the qualities. Surrender yourself to Mother Earth. Slowly and gently, bringing your awareness back to the body, invigorating the senses, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hands, feet, all of the indriyas, all of the senses coming online. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Feel the moss underneath you one last time as you lift the hips and shift them over. Rock over to the other side and begin to press the floor away. Keep your eyes closed. Still sitting on that mossy bed right in the middle of a forest. Finding your comfortable seat, keeping your mind in the forest. And then slowly letting it go. The moss dissipates, the breeze dissipates, the sunlight twinkling through the branches dissipates. And it's just you sitting on your mat. Just letting go. On your next inhale, letting the eyes flutter open. Bringing your hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit we may have earned this morning, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Think of your intention to do with Mother Earth. Think of your offering, perhaps even to Mother Earth. Gather those thoughts, drop them down gently into your heart space, symbolically from your heart space out into the palms of your hands, and then gently lift them up and just let them go off into the universe. Just let go. Bringing the hands back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. I'm coming to you. I'm coming. Let me just fix it so you can chat. Great, great, okay. Hold on. Great. Okay, now you can all unmute yourselves as soon as you'd like. Let me get a gallery view so I can see all your beautiful faces. Great. So nice to see you. Fabulous. So Earth Day, how about that? Trying to remember our commitment to Mother Earth, not just her commitment to us, giving us sustenance and a place to inhabit, right? And of course, we know that during all of that's been happening with COVID and us coming out of our ways of really hurting her, everything has changed. I just want you to know that the swans in Venice, that was really taken in another village. That's not the swans in the canals of Venice. It's Burundi, which is another village in Italy. And I know it's poetic and it's beautiful, but just to keep a reality check, no dolphins yet and no swans in Venice. Not that that's not possible. I'm sure it is possible. Probably we'll have to wait a little while to see that. Yes, happy Earth Day. You're so welcome. Any questions about the practice? I was going to do Earth Salute. Babaji has an Earth Salute. But yesterday I did something weird to my right hip, which is my bad hip. And it wasn't feeling like I could do all those sorts of things that are required in Earth Salute, including going from Paschimottanasana. None of you would have wanted to do it, honestly. But it's a beautiful salute, but it's going from Paschimottanasana to Shavasana to Paschimottanasana, all the way down, all the way up. And requires an amazing amount of strength. And so, probably if you're in your 20s, it would have been feasible, but me in my 60s, no way, Jose. So I considered it. Oh yeah, Dana, you guys did it. It's really fun. It is fun, but not with a bad hip. So I did get it out. I did consider doing it. We did a lot of the poses that are in it. We did do a whole lot of the poses that are in it. We did, of course, all the squatting is there, and being in Bhujangasana is there, and crawling along in Ashtang or Shashtang Pranam is in there, and back into a squat, and all of that. We did lots of the different elements of it, but and it starts standing, and I had us do that kneeling. Yeah. And any questions about Nadi Shodan? Nadi Shodan, you're welcome, Radha. Nadi Shodan, that was a practice that a lot of people do for many, many, many years. Thank you, Carla. They do that practice for years, and that's their only practice because it's a purification that really works on balancing our whole body, our whole self. And what more could you want? I love our 4 purifications that really do work with balancing everything in the whole body, right? It works with all 5 of the pranavayus, and it works with keeping us really balanced. But if you only could pick one practice, if you could only pick one pranayam, it would be abdominal breath. Because so many of us breathe sympathetically in our chest region. We need to learn how to get the breath down into the belly, breathe low into the belly, keep that breath down there. And if I could only give you one breath, it would be abdominal breath. If I could give you 2 breaths, the next one would be yogic breath, because that really helps you to move the diaphragm fluidly with that yogic breath. That dropping the belly, pulling it up, belly comes in, the diaphragm's just like, whoa, this is fun, right? And the third one would be Nadi Shodan, adding the hands onto that yogic breath. Thank you, Patty, that's so sweet. Yeah, loving Mother Earth today, especially. That's why I gave us a little bit more time for meditation, and I wanted to do 2 Shavasanas because that's really Earth. Shavasana is earth. So today, in honor of Mother Earth, at some point during the day, if you get a chance to do a couple of more Shavasanas, good for you. Just really, entrégase, just surrender yourself to Mother Earth a few times today. Just let it go, Yeah. So Ayurvedically, how's everybody doing? Everybody's doing good and eating well and not being overwhelmed. And if you are overwhelmed, can you remember that you have a breath that you can practice so that you can get yourself back into balance? You've got the tools now. You have the tools. And the only time you do yoga doesn't need to be with me. You can take yoga off your mat into your day. So as you're all of a sudden you're in the kitchen and it just dawns on you that something about this whole thing is just terrible. And it does to me too, sometimes just dawns on me. And, I just sit down and do some abdominal breathing. And then I get up and I chop some vegetable. Yeah, I can get out of gallery, but I only get to see, I want to see everybody. I'll go out for a little bit, but yeah. When I do this, I only get to see 4 people, right? And seeing 4 people is great. But what I promise you, Solange, is that if I'm going to do something where you need to see me, I will go to speaker view. Like if I'm going to do a breath or do a controlled something or do anything where I'm going back to gallery. If I need you to see me, I'll pop up into that view and do it. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a craving for sweets now. I never have before. It's not my thing. I don't even like sugar. But for some reason, I'm craving sweets. Is there an Ayurvedic antidote?
Absolutely. No, you don't want to not do it right now. Sweet is the most earthy taste we have. Sweet is the most grounding taste we have. And you can satisfy it without having sweets or sugar. You can satisfy it with grains in a limited amount. Okay. So every time you have rice or every time you have wheat or every time you have corn, that is sweet. And so that is a very stabilizing thing for all of us. So especially pitta, which you have a lot of, Jean, and I know now you're in your vata stage of life, so you kind of have to be careful. But that sweet craving now is the goddess taking care of you. You need more sweet right now because everything else is just vata, vata, pitta, pitta, vata, vata, pitta, pitta. And it will keep you grounded. So don't think that I don't want you to have sugar. I don't want you to go to have desserts, but I do want you to have sweet taste in your mouth.
I'm eating dark chocolate. I don't eat grains. I don't react well to them. So I do have steel oats. So
that would be great. Steel cut oats would be really good, and you can have them salty as well. It still has the grain itself has the sweetness to it.
Okay.
You don't need to eat sweet. And dark chocolate is okay, although it is okay, but it can be aggravating to pitta. So you just kind of have to, like have one half of a square a day.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go overboard on dark chocolate.
Okay.
And this is from a chocoholic who hasn't had a piece of chocolate in a very long time. Although I had one sometime. It's like, not like that I'll never have one, but hardly ever. I mean,
well, here I can't. In the States, I buy baking chocolate, which has no sugar. It's bitter, and I eat a square of that a day. But I can't find anything here with no sugar. So I eat the dark chocolate that does have sugar, which is not great.
Oh, you could ask any of the guys who make chocolate. I can get you some chocolate with no sugar.
Oh, great. Okay.
Also, Gigi's chocolate. She has some with no sugar.
Who does?
Gigi.
I forgot. Alcoba?
Huh?
Gigi Alcoba?
Yeah.
At Escalonia? No.
Juan Carlos, do you have Gigi's? I do, but we're not there. But you can find her on Facebook, and I can kind of help you find her.
Okay. All right.
But
okay.
She definitely has one. Yeah, I think that I'm in speaker view, so I think, Solange, you have me on speaker view when you're doing it, right? Yeah, she must, yeah, because I have mine on speaker view. Okay. Yes, you do have a lot of tools, right? Um, yeah, instead of eating mindlessly. A lot of time to remind ourselves that we have these breathing tools instead of eating mindlessly, because that's exactly what many of us would want to do, is just forget about it and have dessert 4 times, right? Um, I've kind of moved to the Mount Madonna standard of having dessert once a week because we have a mulberry tree. And our mulberries, we've had so many mulberries. I've made I made a pie, I made 2 cobblers, and I'm gonna make something else today because I have buckets of mulberries and that are beautiful. So I'm having dessert once a week. Yeah. But I have sweet at every meal. Oh, good, Solange. I'm so great. So glad. Okay, great. Thank you, Antonia, for helping out and making that. Yeah, thank you so much. We're all Zoom novices, and we're all helping each other manage our Zoom world, which can be it can be a challenge. So we really do have to help each other. Yeah. The other thing, like, so when you're craving sweet and salty is kind of what will happen, right? But you need to really have plenty of hot liquids. And I know you know that for COVID, but also right now we're getting ready here to go into the rainy season. So it's kind of warm in the day, but remember, a little bit of hot liquid helps you get a little layer of sweat, and that cools you down. That little layer of sweat helps the any breeze that's around you to kind of cool you down. So just trying to be conscious of having plenty of hot liquid all the way through your day. Also for the COVID, it helps flush it out of the sinuses and into the digestive tract, and you swallow it and there it goes, gone. Acid hits it. So hot liquid is good for all of us. Yeah. Okay, well, if there's not anything else, and I'm gonna be telling folks, I'm gonna be teaching all the way through the end of the month, daily, like always, and next Tuesday, still in Spanish. But in May, I'm gonna consider what kind of a schedule I can give you, because I have a compromiso, commitment to teach two separate weekends, right? I have to teach yoga and Ayurveda, the essentials, which is a 3-day program at Mount Madonna. You're welcome to check it out online. And the other one is the yoga teacher training. We're going to do it online, and Dana is part of that. And yeah, so I've got 2 weekends, 2 Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays that I can't teach daily. So I'm going to try and come up with a schedule, like a couple of classes in English every week, and 1 class at least in Spanish every week. And the rest of it, you'll have to go back to my YouTube channel and take some old classes and see what you think about it when you take it the second time. Okay, well, so nice to spend time with you this morning. It's been great. And yeah, everybody, thank you so much. Much love to everyone. Yes.